Being successful is a choice. Being successful is a lifestyle. Welcome to the show, Ringo TV Reactions. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. So you want to be successful. Well, do you know that success has a price? Success is not something you get overnight. Success is something that you work towards. Success is a way of thinking. Success is a mentality. You have to be successful in your mind first before it becomes the reality. You have to know that you are who you are before people tell you who you are. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in what you do. You have to see the vision. You have to react to it. You have to envision it, but not just envision it so it could be like an imagination. You have to bring it from your imagination, from a dream, into the real world. And that is going to take work. It's going to take a lot of action, a lot of power, a lot of persistence. It's going to take dedication. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to do the work. People want the success, but they don't want to pay the price. If you're viewing this and you want success, you have to know that you're going to make a difference. You have to know that no matter what's going on in your life, you're able to do it. No matter what the circumstances are, it's possible. Now, the reason why you got to do this is because everybody else will doubt you. When you're on your journey to be successful, no one will help you. No one will encourage you. You're alone. You're alone in the shadows, you're alone in the dark, and no one will be there to lift you up. Are you prepared for that? Are you prepared for the lonely road? Are you prepared for the sleepless nights of trying to put together a business? Some of you are at your job and you're tired of it. Some of you are, making good money, but you're tired of the job. Some of you are tired of where you live, tired of what you drive. You're just tired of everything and you want a change. You want a fresh start. Well, before that can happen, you have to first of all take time off. You got to reevaluate what you do every day. You have to just pause for a moment and just take a walk in a park, sit down at a bench with a book and a pen and just kind of relax your mind. Don't worry about the things that's going on in your life and just soak in the sunlight and just kind of think, what could I do to change my circumstances? What could I do to be successful? What do I have that I can offer the world? Can I sell a product? Can I provide a service? What could I do? What is my value? What is my strengths? These are the things that you got to understand. Because if you don't understand these particular things, it's not going to work for you. It's not going to work for you, people. You got to look within and find out, what are your strong points? Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. As you listen to the video, could you answer that question? Name or write down 5 things that is your strong points. 5 things. 5 things about you that is your strong points. And when I say strong points, I'm talking about strong points. Don't just make something up. I'm talking about for real, for real. What are the 5 strong points about you? Do you have that information? Because once you find out what your strong points are, that is when you're going to know what you should be focusing on. Because your strong points are going to be very useful for your journey towards success. And you also need to write down your 5 weak points, because your 5 weak points are actually going to stop you from being successful. See, the enemy to our success is really us. We're our own enemy. Being tired is an enemy. A lot of times we're tired. We know what we're supposed to do in life, but we get tired. And then what happens next? We procrastinate, we get lazy, and we no longer put in the work. So being lazy, procrastinating, being tired all the time. These are things that can become an enemy to your success and to your growth. So understanding your weaknesses is also a strength. If you can write these things down and know, okay, I'm a procrastinator. If you can write that down, that's one of your weaknesses. You see that? If you're the type of person that's always tired, it's like you don't have the energy, that's a weakness. So now what we got to figure out is how can we eliminate these weaknesses so that we can have more strengths than weaknesses. So if you're always tired and, groggy and just you're just emotionally not there, then maybe you need a supplement. Maybe you need a vitamin. Maybe you need to eat more fruits. Maybe you need to do something to get your energy back up, So these are things that is very important that I need for you to all understand. Once you do these things, that is when you're going to be able to overcome the weaknesses that are in your way. If you're a procrastinator and you can admit that, that could be one of the main reasons why you're unable to grow in a business or even embark on anything successful, is because procrastination has been holding you back all these years, right? Meaning you know what to do, but you keep procrastinating. You keep taking months off, years off, and you're just not putting in the work. You have to get to work, ladies and gentlemen, right? So understanding your strengths is what's going to take you far. Understanding your weaknesses is what's going to get you to the next level. Once you eliminate your weaknesses and you know how to overcome them, that is when you're going to have more strengths. And now, if you want to be successful, you don't have no weaknesses holding you back. You don't have anything trying to distract you from your goals. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of people are unable to be successful in life, is because they have too many weaknesses that are in the way of making them grow. If you want a nice looking lawn, you got to get rid of weeds. You got to get rid of all of the things that is preventing your lawn from growing. You can probably have a lot of thatch and a lot of junk on your lawn that is preventing new growth from happening. So once you take care of the weaknesses, once you take care of the thatch, once you remove the weeds, once you get rid of the bugs and the different things, the grubs and all this other junk that is preventing your lawn from growing, that is when your lawn will begin to grow. Why? Because you eliminated the weaknesses. So if you can eliminate the weaknesses from your life, now you'll be able to have what is necessary to become successful in whatever it is you do. And I think that this is the kind of information that a lot of people need to give them the motivation and determination to move forward. Now, you don't just want motivation and determination. You want action behind that. If you're not going to apply the things that I'm saying, how are you going to be able to move forward? See, once you write down your strengths, in order to make those strengths stronger, you got to add value to those strengths. So if you're a person who is good at speaking, you're a good communicator, then how do you make that skill better? You got to practice it. You got to continue to communicate. And before you know it, you'll learn different ways of communication. For example, when communicating to people, did you know that the tone of your voice has an effect on how the listener receives you? For example, if I say, go to the store, in multiple different tones, it can have a positive or a negative effect on the listener. These are skills that you learn when communicating. For example, the tone of voice that I'm using right now, it is able to make you, the listener, receive what I'm saying. But if I'm screaming and yelling, if I'm very high pitched and it's piercing your ears, if I'm, not as confident and speaking lowly, it can have a negative effect on my communication skills. And maybe you won't listen, or maybe you'll be turned off by what I'm saying. So communicating is a skill. The tone of your voice is very important. Some people have a radio voice. Some people have a voice that's sort of like a broadcast quality voice that really intrigues the audience. It really resonates with the audience. And that is something that if you have that, it can be very beneficial to you, especially if you're a man. You know what I mean? But women have nice voices too, depending on her style. So understanding your skills and understanding how to perfect them, it's what's going to elevate your skill set. You want to strengthen your skills. You want to strengthen them by practicing them and adding value to them. Just like how if you have weaknesses, you want to eliminate your weaknesses. If you're a procrastinator, how do you overcome procrastination? You got to take action on doing the things you said you're going to do. That's how you exercise overcoming procrastination. A procrastinator is a person who keeps saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but they never do it. They just keep procrastinating. They just keep putting it off. Well, to overcome procrastination, you have to do what you said you're going to do. You got to do it. You can't say you're going to do it and then don't do it. Because now the more you don't keep your word, the more you don't keep your promises to yourself, the more injustice you do to yourself. So now what happens? You become more proficient in procrastination. Why? Because you're practicing procrastination. So guess what happens? You become very skilled and very knowledgeable in putting things off that you know you're supposed to be doing. This is why it's very important to understand the rules that I'm applying here. Write down your 5 strengths. Write down your 5 weaknesses. And then increase your strengths and decrease your weaknesses. These are practical things that you can do right now that will propel you towards being successful in different areas of your life. Whether it's social media, whether it's in the business world, whether it's, in learning a language or whatever the case is, there's always something for everybody to do. But only you know that. I cannot tell you go on social media and do this and you're going to be successful and make a bunch of money. I cannot do that because I'm not you. You get what I'm saying? Only you know what your strengths are. This is why nobody could give you a blueprint strategy on how to be successful on YouTube. Nobody could do that. I can offer you advice. I can offer criticism. I can try to help direct you in certain paths, but it's ultimately up to you. If you don't have the gift, it's just not going to work. So take the advice, put it into practice, and I hope that you are able to learn from this information to perfect yourself in your skill set as well as to decrease your weaknesses. That's what you want to do. Once you find out that you have weaknesses, we want to minimize those weaknesses or eliminate them entirely so that we only have strengths. And then once you understand your strengths, we want to perfect those strengths to increase them. Remember, if you're lazy and you practice laziness all the time, you become very skilled in being lazy. If you're a procrastinator and you procrastinate all the time, you become a professional procrastinator. You get it? So if you're a bad spender and you're not good with savings and you're not good with money management, then guess what happens? You become very effective in those areas. And it's going to all stop you from being successful. Do you understand now? Hey, you got work to do. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.